At a young age, death had already become something familiar to me. At 7 years old, I spent 3 weeks in the hospital and nearly died due to pneumonia that collapsed my lung. The doctors told my dad that even though I survived, I would likely deal with lung issues for the rest of my life. Ever since then, I found myself mortified of time and my life slipping past me. I thought a lot about how I could die at any moment. I could no longer enjoy myself without feeling guilty. I felt like I needed to be productive all the time, fill my life with experiences. Every moment that wasn't productive felt wasted. Out of fear, I convinced myself that every second had to matter, and eventually that fear paralyzed me. I became so afraid of my life slipping through my hands that I let exactly that happen. The pressure I put on myself became unbearable. But the truth is, there wasn't some magical cure waiting for me. These are thoughts I still struggle with, and probably always will to some extent. But there was one phrase that helped me through it all. Memento Mori, meaning remember death. For a long time, the thought of my life ending terrified me. But this phrase helped me see it differently. Instead of treating my inevitable death as a reason to squeeze every bit of productivity out of my life, I started seeing it as a reason to be more present in my life. One day, none of this will exist for me or for you, or rather will cease to exist. I don't know what comes after this. When we die, what is the next thing? But strangely, accepting this fact made my life feel more meaningful, not less. In high school, I started doing this thing where I would write Memento Mori on my hand. I used it as a reminder in high school to be more present in the moment. And when I turned 18, I got it tattooed on my right forearm. I asked for the tattoo artist to design it as a circle because it's kind of a cycle. See, there isn't really any cure to this. It falls in and out. I will sometimes go through parts of my life where I feel like I am not present for most of it, and then I come to. But the tattoo, most of the time when I see it, and when I see the phrase, it helps me remember, even just for a moment, to kind of come back to myself. And like I said, I still lose myself sometimes. And instead of punishing myself for this, I try and recognize when it happens and come back to the present. This existential dread has caused me to depersonalize a lot, and maybe this is something you struggle with too. I often look back on entire months wondering where my time went and where my head was at, and then I come back to myself and to the moment for maybe a week. Maybe our experience is different, but the feeling, the struggle of this existential crisis is probably pretty similar. And I thought maybe I would share a couple things that have helped me be more present in my life again. The biggest one was removing pressure to do the things that I need to do, or the things that I like to do. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to do stuff, especially if you're like me and you live in America. Productivity is like, if you're not being productive, you are a failure to society. And any moment spent brain rotting or being on TikTok or just being outside to breathe is kind of seen as a bad thing. When I really needed some rest and I needed to take a second to sit down, I would often find myself not being able to rest or relax properly because there's something nagging in my head telling me that I should be doing something. I should be going to the gym. I should be filming a video. I should be learning. I need to do something. And what I'm doing right now isn't good. I shouldn't relax. There's no time to relax. So I think a big place that I started was giving myself the grace to rest. I let myself rest without any guilt attached, and sometimes I would step away from the things that I loved and I'd be okay with it. I stopped viewing every hobby or interest as something that needed to produce some kind of return. And that's kind of what helped me get back into my hobbies. And there's something to be said about our hobbies helping us live in the moment more. We come back to ourselves when we do our hobbies. It really helps us slow down and enjoy our time. Another thing I started doing is just intentionally creating time for fun. We're playful living beings, and we like to have fun. Whether that's spending time with friends, drawing even though I'm really bad at it, learning random skills for no reason other than just because I want to and because I enjoy it. It's something to do. Not everything that we do needs to become content or need to be because of self-improvement. It could simply just be to do it and to have fun doing it. Lastly, it's kind of cliche, but I would just stop. Breathe in. I'd feel the air around me. I'd feel my hands. What did my hands feel like? Where was I tense? I'd listen to my body. Was I hungry? Was I thirsty? And just really slow down and feel everything that your body is feeling and telling you. And I found that even in the most ordinary moments, that there was some beauty behind it, waiting for me to slow down and see it. We all lose track of the moment, whether it's because we're afraid of our death or we're just super stressed out about work and general life stressors. But now, more than ever, is really important for us to slow down, take a second, and realize that there's still so much beauty around us, and use that to come back to the moment. Use that to realize how precious our lives are.